In 2014, Microsoft was a joke. The company that once ruled the world with Windows and Office had missed mobile, lost the cool factor, and was seen as outdated. Apple had the iPhone, Google had Android, and Microsoft, a failing Windows Phone and a shrinking PC business. But fast forward a decade, and somehow Microsoft is the most powerful company in AI. They own the world's most important AI startup, power 95% of Fortune 500 cloud workloads, and are quietly shaping the future of computing. Again, this is how Microsoft went from a dying Windows empire to the undisputed AI king. To understand Microsoft's AI dominance, you have to go back, way back, to 1975, when it all began. Two young men, Bill Gates and Paul Allen, had a dream: to put a computer on every desk and in every home, revolutionizing the world. That mission defined an entire era of technological advancement. By the 1990s, Microsoft owned the world of personal computing. Windows ran on over 90% of computers globally. Office was the standard for productivity software. And Bill Gates became the richest man on earth, a tech icon. They weren't just a company, they were the gatekeepers of the digital world, shaping the future. But power creates enemies, and Microsoft's rise came with arrogance and controversy. They crushed Netscape, bullied competitors, and faced a massive antitrust case that nearly tore them apart. For years, the government monitored every move they made, but even that didn't slow them down. They continued to innovate. Then, the internet happened, changing everything. When the dot-com era exploded, Bill Gates stepped back from day-to-day operations, and a new CEO, Steve Ballmer, took over the reins at Microsoft. It was a pivotal moment for the company, marking the end of one era and the uncertain beginning of another. Ballmer was loud, passionate, and fiercely loyal to Microsoft, but despite his energy, he missed the next revolution in technology that was about to reshape the industry. In 2007, when Steve Jobs unveiled the iPhone, Ballmer famously laughed. He scoffed, $500 for a phone? That doesn't even have a keyboard. That dismissive laugh would come back to haunt Microsoft for years to come, as the world changed around them. Because while Apple, Google, and even Amazon built entire ecosystems around mobile devices and the cloud, Microsoft doubled down on Windows and Office, products designed for the old desktop world, not the new mobile-first era. They tried to fight back with the Zune, the Windows Phone, and a disastrous $7.2 billion Nokia deal. But none of these efforts could turn the tide. But nothing worked. By 2014, Microsoft's market value had dropped by half. Developers ignored them, consumers mocked them, and analysts said it was too big to innovate or keep up with the pace of change. Microsoft had become the BlackBerry of the PC world, once dominant, now struggling to stay relevant in a rapidly evolving landscape. Then came the quiet revolution. Satya Nadella. When he became CEO in 2014, few expected much, but Nadella wasn't interested in Windows, he was interested in change. He told employees, "Our industry does not respect tradition, it only respects innovation." Under his leadership, Microsoft began to unlearn arrogance. He embraced open source, the same world they once dismissed. He rebuilt trust with developers, and most importantly, he pivoted Microsoft to the cloud. The world was moving from software you buy once to services you use everywhere, and Nadella saw it before almost anyone else. While Google focused on ads and Apple on devices, Microsoft went all in on infrastructure. The bet was called Azure. Azure started small, just a side project to compete with Amazon Web Services. But by 2020, it had become a global powerhouse. Today, Azure quietly powers Netflix's ad streams, LinkedIn feeds, and even parts of Apple's iCloud. It's the invisible backbone of the internet. And because of Azure, Microsoft transformed from a product company into a platform for the entire digital economy. By 2021, their market cap passed $2 trillion. They were once again one of the most valuable companies on Earth. And Nadella had achieved the unthinkable. He made Microsoft cool again. But he wasn't done. Because behind the scenes another revolution was brewing, and this one would change everything. In 2019, few people had heard of OpenAI. It was a name whispered in tech circles, but unknown to the wider world. It was a small research lab, founded to ensure artificial intelligence would benefit humanity, not destroy it. Their mission was ambitious, but their resources were limited. But Microsoft saw something others didn't. They recognized the potential for a partnership that could change the future of technology. They invested $1 billion, not just for partnership, but for exclusive access to OpenAI's technology on Azure. This deal quietly set the stage for everything that followed. It was a quiet, brilliant move. Few outside the industry understood its significance at the time. Then came 2022. ChatGPT exploded. Suddenly, AI was everywhere and everyone was talking about it. And suddenly, the world realized that Microsoft wasn't just part of the AI race. They were leading it, shaping the direction of the entire industry. Every ChatGPT query ran on Microsoft's cloud, making Azure the backbone of this new AI era. Every API used Microsoft's servers, cementing their dominance in the infrastructure behind artificial intelligence. And when they integrated AI into Word, Excel, and Outlook under the brand Copilot, it changed how hundreds of millions of people work, collaborate, and create every single day. Think about it. The same company once mocked for missing the mobile revolution now controls the infrastructure powering the biggest AI revolution in human history, rewriting their legacy and shaping our digital future. Here's where the story gets genius. Google invented the transformer model, the foundation of ChatGPT. They had the research, the talent, the compute, but they were slow, scared of breaking their ad business. Microsoft saw the hesitation and pounced. They integrated OpenAI's models into Bing, Edge, and even Windows before Google could respond. For the first time in 20 years, Google looked unprepared. It wasn't just technology, it was strategy. Microsoft used OpenAI as a Trojan horse. They made people fall in love with AI. Without realizing it all ran on Azure. This wasn't luck, it was calculated, ruthless business chess. And Satya Nadella was the grandmaster. By 2024, Microsoft had embedded AI into everything. Not just Office but Teams, GitHub, Windows, and even Xbox game development tools. They weren't selling products anymore, they were selling intelligence. And the results? A staggering 60% of Fortune 500 companies now use Azure AI. Microsoft's revenue hit record highs, and for the first time in history, it briefly surpassed Apple as the world's most valuable company. But maybe the most surprising part is how Microsoft changed its soul. Under Gates and Ballmer, it was a company obsessed with dominance. Under Nadella, it became obsessed with learning. He encouraged empathy, humility, and curiosity, not just profits. And that shift in culture made all the difference. So where does Microsoft go from here? They've bet their future on AI. From the chips that power it, to the tools that build it, they're creating their own silicon. They've partnered deeply with OpenAI, and they're even exploring quantum computing, the next frontier after AI. But this time, Microsoft isn't chasing the future. They're building it, from the company that missed the mobile revolution, to the one leading the intelligence revolution. This is the untold story of how Microsoft went from Windows to AI king. Empires rarely rise twice, but Microsoft did, and their second empire isn't built on code, it's built on intelligence. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most powerful brands and the strategies behind their success.